Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tony's Picks Morning Show. I'm Tony T, ready to deliver picks with our handicappers here on today's card. We'll have picks from the NFL, college football, NBA, and then we'll close out with the NHL here. We'll say hello to the handicappers, introduce them, and then go right to the picks because we know that's what we want. We don't mess around here on the Tony's Picks Morning Show. Let's say hello to Rod. Rod, what's going on?
Hey, not too much. End of the losing streak. Woo! Nice 4-2 day, so I can't complain. A nice winning day. Congratulations to the Dodgers and winning the World Series. Congratulations to the Kings beating up on Vegas. Congratulations to the Pistons getting their first win. Can't complain about yesterday. Can't get too high on yesterday, but today's a new day, so definitely let's find some more winners here in today's action. Love it.
Love it, exactly. Good action tonight. We'll say hello to Bo. Oh, say Jorge, what's happening?
No, I'll go to Bo's there. Oh,
well, what's happening?
Bo's there.
Yeah, man. Congratulations to the Dodgers, man. Coming off a losing day, but ready to get back to the cash, guys. How everybody doing?
Everybody going great. Now let's say
hey,
hello.
Rod, thanks. You gave me your losing streak. I lost both my picks yesterday. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Passed it off.
There we have.
I'll say here to the fellow Dodger fan, Jorge, who's been, Las Vegas market has been a Dodger. It's been a Dodger town because they would farm in all the games, Vin Scully and everything, the history of the Dodgers. Las Vegas shares that history with LA because they're the market. That's the home team market. LA's home team. Vegas, the Dodgers would always play a preseason game in Vegas, and
even further than that, my high school buddy was vice president of the Dodgers and named the AAA team the Las Vegas 51s.
Nice.
And he showed up to Vero Beach to be play-by-play guy. Derek Hall, great story.
Oh yeah, Derek Hall.
And then he goes over to the Dodgers, and he's vice president, and the McCourts come in, and they questioned why Fernando had free tickets behind third base. And he looked at him, he said, "Are you really questioning me why I gave Fernando Valenzuela free tickets?" He goes, "Yeah." And he got up, he said, "I quit," and he walked out.
Yeah, that's the kind of guy he was. I don't know him directly, but I have some friends in the media who know Derek Hall. Straight up guy.
And he's now he's been the CEO of the Diamondbacks ever since. He was gone for KB Holmes for a little bit, and then he went over there and he's been running them ever since. So yeah, very rooted in the Dodgers, like how they played. Like I said, and no media on him, but Buehler is the reason they won the championship. Hey, Freddie's been the best hitter since 2018. I saw that stat on hits, average, extra base hits. I mean, you go over the last 6 years, he's been the best and consistent and really a great face for baseball. Everything he does is a class act,
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt. But Buehler coming back, man, 2 Tommy Johns. He didn't need to have his best stuff, but under pressure, you can't take anything. And the only save the guy's ever got is 9th inning, of a World Series in a 1-run game.
Yeah.
But that's definitely Charlie. I don't know what Charlie's working on over. Sorry, I distracted. But great World Series. And you know what? Great, but what is it really? You spent $1 billion, you better win it.
Yep, they got the job done, and tough. With these Glass now and a lot of their starters on the injured list. So we'll see how it happens. Ohtani, of course, as well. He's probably have to off-season surgery with that shoulder. We'll see how it goes in this offseason, but LA gets it done. I think LA was set up for them, unlike last year where they clinched it too early. And I think that break hurts teams more when they clinch early with nothing to play for because sometimes you check out of baseball. But the Dodgers were pushed there by the Padres and the Diamondbacks. They had to play a meaningful series there last week of the season. And then what goes unnoticed, and we have talked about before and here on the show, is they closed out with Colorado, which I think helped them too, because as a pitcher, you could destroy your season and went out in Colorado, so you had to stay laser focused there. And the batters go into Colorado knowing, hey, I can pad my stats. So the Dodgers had something to play for to close the season, and then they hit their break. So they kicked their minds on baseball all the way to the very end, which I think was helpful there until they got that Padres season. They closed it out, unlike last year where they clinched too early, checked out of baseball, had a slump to close the season, slept in the wild card round. But here they had something to play for all the way through. And of course, again, that Rocky series helped a lot at the end of the season to keep the players focused. As I mentioned, pitchers, you could destroy your season, one bad outing there. And of course, the hitters can pad their stats. So
let's not forget to give credit to the best pitching coach in Major League Baseball.
Yep.
Arguably over the last 3 years. It doesn't matter who the Dodgers put in there. Mark Pryor is just ridiculous. I mean, he'll take a guy who's a bum on another team, has a 4.5 ERA, and can find a way to use him to where he's efficient and can help at least hold a lead, if not get him a save. Hats off to Mark Pryor. I don't know how he's not a manager somewhere. I mean, it's mind-boggling at this point. And actually, I wouldn't be surprised if he's gone next year.
Possibly, right? We've seen some really good pitching coaches out there. Maddox, right? Maddox, Vegas, his brother, his son out there. He's in Vegas. He lives in Vegas. His brother does. Maddox is out there.
Both
so we'll see. Yeah, we'll see how it moves moving forward here. How these sometimes they pluck players, they pluck also coaches on the team. So we'll see how the changes happen here in the off season. Here, of course, big question mark will be Juan Soto. Will he stay or will he go? That's the big question for the Yankees and for all of baseball, because he's probably the biggest domino to fall than everything else happened here during the off season. And of course, we'll see where
he ain't going nowhere.
I don't think so.
They got the money. Why would he leave that lineup?
Yeah.
those other three guys around him, you'd have to be stupid for, I don't know if the money, if it'd be any different than anyone else. I can't see anyone outbidding the Yankees.
And he's got that porch there in right field. That's another that may keep him there as well. And honestly, they respect him a lot.
The Yankees will just go pitcher hunting and find a couple more to throw into that lineup for next season. I don't think they change a whole lot offensively. Maybe a couple of those bottom guys in the bottom of the order. They might find another guy near the bottom, but you're throwing out there a couple pitchers to go with Cole, and the Yankees will be right there again.
Yeah, and of course the slump by Judge, we've seen it before. Dodgers' entire life when it was slump last year. Mookie, Freeman, everybody could. Yeah, that's that happened to the Dodgers. It just got look. They got hot, but again, they kept their minds on baseball. I think closing the season with a push helped them keep their minds on baseball. All right, let's put our mind. Yep, but.
And just Mookie Betts too, man. He fired the team up. He had that media meltdown. He's usually the nicest, sweetest guy. He had a meltdown in the media, and ever since the whole team woke up. So that's not going to go as any big deal. But I thought he had lost it. I was like, oh man, Mookie's breaking down.
No,
I don't know. He's losing it here in the news. What the hell's going on? But all he did was come in and lead off with 2 home runs in the next 2 innings, and the offense has been on fire ever since. So it takes a lot to happen. And baseball's a mental game. It ain't it's not hockey on ice where it's gonna be physical, hands, your feet. Football, basketball, baseball is 90% mental, and sometimes you got to rattle the cages or do something unorthodox to get everybody going. And they did it, collectively. That's for sure.
Yep, they sure did. No doubt about that. They got it done. It's a chance for LA. We'll see how one of the favorites again next year. So we'll get underway here with the Tony Sports Show. We're going to turn our attention here to the NFL. Yes, there is an NFL game tonight, and it will feature the Texans and the New York Jets. Boy, you got to check. Yeah, you won't be surprised here. The 6-2 team against a team like the Jets are an underdog, but that's the truth here. We have the Jets here laying 2. Injuries on both sides. Total sits here 42.5. I think Stephon Diggs was the news here this week with the I want to say Houston Rockets. With the Texans there, they've now lost their two top wide receivers. Moving here into this one. So we'll start here with Rod.
Yeah, exactly. Stephon Diggs lost for the season for the Texans in that one, torn ACL. So you won't see him back. And just as you said, so they're gonna this Houston Texans team's gonna their offense gonna run through Joe Mixon. So running the ball is where they're gonna be passing it off to and trying to get the offense rolling is run. And you look, are they going to have success running the ball? I think so. You look at the Jets' defensive line up front, and they're missing some linebackers in that front on the defensive line. I think Mixon has himself a solid game, which means that's we're going to chew a lot of clock with Mixon running. I think he runs for 100 yards. So take over Mixon's rushing yards. I think he easily gets to 100 today, and Houston just holds onto the ball and keeps that Aaron Rodgers' hands. And that also gets us an under in this one. Give me the under 42 in this one.
Yeah, I said it could be a game of running backs. Breece Hall versus Mixon. We'll see how it rolls. We'll move on over to Jorge.
Have you seen a guy ruin his career on a bigger degree in a year or two than Rodgers? Man, the guy should have just retired from Green Bay, for God's sakes. Man, he's got written coaches. They got him players. The guy, he's instead of going down as one of the greatest quarterbacks in history, he's going to go down one of the biggest money busts in the history of the game. I mean, the guy should just retire. I mean, his ratings haven't been above 91 since he's been there. You have Stout on the other side, who's been a youngster, quiet, coming in, no media, no bad publicity. Just comes in. He has no offensive line. Guys getting blasted all over the place. No complaints. All he does is win. I mean, he's and I'm not even a big Texas fan, and nor an Ohio State fan. But I tell you what, that kid is tough, man. Kid, tough, professional, and just finds ways to continue to win. And got to lean here towards that. I just really think it's that toxic at the Jets. The Jets are completely toxic. And unless Rodgers can put the team on his shoulders and win some games, the defense isn't what it was. Rod's 100% right. They're going to be the first team. As early as it is, I call them the first team that's going to be tanking it out because it's too toxic over there. If Rodgers don't get some wins, man, that's going to be an ugly rest of the season for them.
Yeah, this is not what Rodgers signed up for. It's been kind of rough sledding here, but he knew he was going into. He was going to play for the
New
Jets.
York media.
Yeah. Well, we know the Jets' history, right? I mean, it hasn't been very good, since Herman Edwards left, right? And everybody was making fun of him.
What are you talking about? Since Joe Namath left, what have they done?
Right. Well, who put Jaden Daniels in as a freshman at Arizona State, and who recruited him? It was Herman Edwards. I think he has an eye for talent there.
That's a good point. That's good.
Yeah, no doubt. We move on over to Bo.
Man, the only thing good for the Jets is the division they play in. Got Miami struggling. You know what I'm saying? They got the Patriots struggling, so they still have a chance, man, if they can get some wins on their belt. We know when these night games like this, man, Aaron Rodgers kind of step up a little bit. I think his pass rating go up in these type of games, man. I just don't see no way if they can keep losing like this. And with the injury to the Texans, guys, I just think that this is one of the games where we can buy low on the Jets, man. Like we get the win. I'm just gonna take them straight up. I think they get the job done, man. There's too many injuries for to Texas when it comes to the player that they need, the wide receivers. We don't see no struggle on the road. That's just the only thing about them. I don't like the way they play on the road this season. So I'm gonna take the Jets, man. Take them on that money line. I'm still here.
Back to her. Yeah, we're just having some issues with the servers there on stream. It happens sometimes. So I think you're still there. Yeah, you're still back now, Bo.
Huh?
Yeah, you're still back with us. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Yeah, I like the Jets, man. I'm taking them on the money line. I think the spot didn't get it done.
All right, there from the Jets, there from Bo. Yeah, a lot of injuries there on Houston. So I think this is going to be the Breece Hall versus Joe Mixon show. To me, that the Jets have had issues there in the red zone. We could see a field goal battle between these teams. I've not liked the way the Texans have looked on the road. I think even though Green Bay needed a field goal at the end, C.J. Stroud really had a very poor passing output there in that game against Green Bay on the road. Looking here at Houston, a good running team, and they've defended the pass very well this year. We know the offense here has struggled here for the Jets. And, of course, the Texans' passing offense has been very inefficient on the road. Of course, now they had another.
Their offensive line is horrible. I believe they're giving up the most sacks, or at least they were going into last week.
Now that another injury hit another receiver hits the injured list. New York defense does hold opponents to 12 points per game. So the defense plays well at home. So I'll go ahead and take the under there, with rather under 42.5 is the number up there with this one. All right, let's continue here on the 26 Morning Show. We'll turn our attention now to college football. Single game. It's Halloween. So we all came dressed for the occasion. So we're now going to look here at college football today.
I mean, we don't have a Tony's pick shirt. You're going to make fun of us?
I know.
I'm better send us some shirts, damn it.
That's it out, guys. We got Tulane and Charlotte in AAC action here. With Tulane now up to 14.5, 15, total about 56.5. We started off a rod.
Yeah, and I like the over in this game. This is going to be one of those games where we're going to see a lot of points, and it might be lopsided in the point scoring in this one. You look what Tulane does. They love to run the ball, and they like to run the ball for over 215 yards a game running the ball. And they get to go against a team that is giving up over 180 plus yards on the ground a game. Tulane's going to feast on the ground and score as much as they want. Give me the over in this one. I think the Tulane Green Wave does the bulk of the heavy lifting. But we get a little bit on their side. They pitch in some because this Tulane defense can give up a couple points as well, and that gets us up and over this total.
They're from Rod. We move on over to Jorge.
They're like the Boise State east of the Mississippi.
Yeah.
Mid-major team, huge offensive lines. Can pull up an upset every once in a while off a Power 4, team. They'll cover for sure. It doesn't matter who they play, and they take care of the smaller teams. So it's hard to argue on that. That big off. I told a buddy of mine, and he's more BYU fan than he is UNLV, but we're at the game. We're sitting. I go, look at kickoff. Look at the offensive line. They're just bigger than the other mid-major teams, and I think Tulane falls under that same category. I'm with Rod that slight lean to the over. I think there'll be a lot of scoring, and I would take Tulane if you get it at -14 somewhere. I'd take it, just a slight lean.
Yeah, from Jorge, move on over to Bo.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride with Tulane too. The Charlotte team, they're giving up 83 points in the last 2 games, 57 points to Navy, and I think Tulane can do probably the same. They're also 13-1 straight up on the road, 12-2 ATS, 4-1 in the last 5 ATS. I just think they'll get this win probably 40-17. So give me Tulane. I'll lay the 14.5 with them.
Yeah, from Bo, I'll tell you what I think about this game here. Charlotte's not been a good home dog. 3-8 to the spread as a home dog. Tulane 9-2 to the spread as a road favorite. And looking at Charlotte, they've really struggled with quarterback accuracy this year. Defense giving up over 5 yards a carry. Tulane passing attack has been really sharp against this conference. 70% completions, 10.6 yards per pass attempt. There's a reason why the Pac-12 wanted Tulane over there. And they'd stopped the run very well defensively. Well-balanced team. They got screwed last year. They should have been the bowl team playing Oregon, not Liberty, in my opinion. But I'll look here at Tulane in this one. All right, let's continue here on the 26 Morning Show as we'll switch over to the NBA tonight 4-game card. I'll do them in pairs here. We'll start here with Bucks and Grizzlies here. Bucks laying 6.5 total, 232. Rockets and Mavericks here. We got the Mavs going to be laying 6 total, 226. The peak of the injury report, and it's kind of a long one here. Is this 2023 all over again for Memphis? I don't know. We'll see. Middleton out here for Milwaukee. Giannis probable, and there's been some word. There's been some writing out there about Giannis's, his possible exiting the team when his contract's up. We'll see how that rolls. Some of that hitting the news. G.G. Jackson out. Kennard 3-pointer out. Spencer Williams out. Desmond Bain and Marcus Smart all suffered injuries yesterday, and they're questionable. So keep an eye there. On the Houston game, just Adams out for Houston, questionable for Houston. Ixom and Kleber there out for Dallas. We start with Rod.
Yeah, for me in this time slot of games, one of those mornings.
It's that desktop computer.
It is. Yeah, I know it is. I know exactly what it is. It's some mornings when it's really colder, it goes a little bit slower. It's like, hey.
Let's fire up that new laptop you got back there. Let's fire up the new laptop.
I think so. I think I'm going to have to switch it up and finally cave and get it all hooked up in that one. But for me in this spot, I'm going to take the Houston Rockets plus the 8.5. In this one, I think it's just too many, or is it 6.5? 6.5. My bad. I just think it's close. The last time we've seen these two teams meet, it was a track meet. It hit overtime, 147-136. So probably get the same type of game there in that one. But I think it's 6.5, and it's just too many. I'm going to take the 6.5 with the Rockets. I think Dallas wins, but doesn't cover in that one. I'm staying away from
with the other one, right, on over to Jorge.
I'd take the over in that Milwaukee game. I mean, the worst general manager in all sports is the Milwaukee Bucks for getting rid of Holiday. I mean, that was the best move ever that you could have another general manager make for your team is what he's done for the Boston organization. Put them on the map with the championship and probably get a couple more. So they don't play any defense. I mean, that guy's, Holiday over at the Celtics. I know he's not the one we're talking about, but when you have that, he's your third guard who can be the third scorer, but also shut down the outside perimeter guy is a huge difference. And ever since they've made that trade, the Bucks have not played any defense. You look at with Morant back, they pushed the pace, rightfully so. The guy's a probably fastest guy in the court with the basketball in his hands, and in the whole league. So I'll take the scoring over in that one. And I'll lean with Houston as well. That's an in-state rivalry if there is in the NBA, but they do go at it. They're in close proximity, same division. It's a division rivalry in that, and Houston's got great young talent, and now it's just finding some consistency. Maybe throwing a veteran or two that can help balance them out. Same way Chris Paul's helping out and will help out the Spurs. While he's there, helping them guys figure out how to play with one another. So take Houston plus points.
There from Jorge, move on over to Bo.
Yeah, man. If the Bucks get a win, I think this is probably their best shot playing against Memphis, who just played last night. And got the loss man in Brooklyn. I was kind of surprised with that, with Cedric Brooklyn coming out there back-to-back, playing Denver the day before. So they're just not playing good defense. Milwaukee, I heard Giannis say they don't have any identity. So I think they'll, get the win column enough tonight. Points have went up, but I just can't trust Memphis on the back-to-back and what their defense is playing. I'm going to lay them points, man, Milwaukee. I think they get it done. As far as that Dallas game go, man, I know the points going up, but Dallas are pretty much, on Houston over the last couple of seasons. They're 8-2 straight up. 7 of those games they cover the spread. Houston just don't play enough offense for me, guys. I know this in-state rivalry, but just can't trust them in this spot. Both teams play good D. When that boy Luka Doncic play Houston, he's averaging 41 points, man. So I think it's going to be too much on offensive side, man. I think Dallas make more stops, so give me Dallas laying the points.
There from Bo. I'll tell you what I think about this one. I'll go ahead and take the points here with the Grizzlies now, 6.5 now. Milwaukee's defense has been the big issue here. 116 points per 100 possessions are allowing, losing the likes of the Nets there. Both teams did here, losing the Nets. Grizzlies 9th in offensive efficiency. I know we're going to have to sweat through this injury report with Bane and Smart. You never like those injuries on a back-to-back in-game the night before, but I have to cap this like they're not playing. Jaren Jackson, Bane, Jaren Jackson, Morant, Edey, and company. Aldami has been actually producing points off the bench for this Grizzlies team. I'm just not a fan of this laying points like this here with this Milwaukee Buck team. 3-12 the spread on the road against the Western Conference, and the Bucks have been outscored by double digits in their past 2 road games. So I'll look at Memphis plus the points in this one. Rockets and Mavericks there with Bo here, where the Dallas has been dominating this Rockets team. The issue here with the Rockets is that they're not shooting the ball, they're hitting just 41%, and they sit last in the league in defensive rebounding. And with a team like Udoka, you would think they would be. And Udoka is a team you would you expect this team to hustle a little bit more on the rebound on the boards. Rockets 11-18 the spread as a road underdog. I just don't think you have enough offense here. I'll look at Dallas in this spot. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Six Morning Show. We will close out the NBA with the Spurs and Jazz. Jazz laying 2 in this one. A rested team against the Spurs in the back-to-back. Suns, the road team, rested against the Clippers on a back-to-back. Suns laying 5 here, total 221. We start with Rock.
Yeah, for me in that one, I'm going to take the Spurs on the money line to upset the Jazz on the money line in that one. As we see it early on this season in the NBA, this back-to-back spot hasn't really affected anybody. If you wanted to fade the teams in the back-to-back early, you've been losing money. It's definitely not been a winning prospect to fade the team in the second spot of a back-to-back early this season in the NBA. It's definitely not been profitable. What has been profitable is road teams off a loss. 17-9 this season. Road dogs off a loss have been absolutely money. 17-9 to start the season in the NBA. Give me the Spurs on the money line to upset the Jazz. Jazz are up and down, hit and miss. Not the same Jazz team we've seen last season. Give me the Spurs out that one. I think Wembyana is going to have a Wemby with a big game here tonight. Spurs can play this pick and roll offense, and they do it better than anybody else, and the Jazz are going to be in trouble against that pick and roll offense here tonight. Give me the Spurs on the money line there.
Yeah, Chris Paul, that point guard. Just update the injuries here. Still Jones and Bassel out for the Spurs. The rotational players in there, they're out. For the Jazz, Markkanen questionable here in this spot. Phoenix and Clippers, we've got Beal questionable. What else is new? Okuji out here on the Clippers side. Still Bamba, Tucker, and Leonard. Yeah, Leonard. We'll be seeing him a lot on the injured list. We get on over to Jorge.
Yeah, Jazz are hurting. I mean, there's the team you're going to they're going to be the first one to trade some players away. They can't play. They're giving up 119 points a game. I mean, they're not even going back across half court, to play defense. They're just letting the other team go. I think the Spurs, at least with Chris Paul in there, he settles them down. He's making those players a lot better. They're getting the ball where they need to for Wemby to be efficient. And if you're picking and rolling with Wemby and Paul, the right person is going to get the ball. I mean, I'm not even a Chris Paul fan by any stretch, but the guy's been a prototypical point guard, throughout his career. He just thinks he's the one scorer at all times, and at the end of a game at 5'10", and because he's not 6 foot, he's 5'10", and when you're that small, you can't be the go-to guy. But in this role, I think he's going to do a great job for Wemby and the rest of these guys learning to play with each other. Definitely take the Spurs in that one.
From Jorge, move on over to Bo.
Yeah, man, and Utah just struggling to score, man. They're shooting on the 40% from the field, about 28% from three. We know one thing about the Spurs, man. They can play some defense. I think they're ranked number 3 when it comes to defending three-point shot. They haven't scored 100 points in the last 2 games at the house, man. So I know the Spurs come off that back-to-back. I like them like they said, but I'm going to look at the under instead. I think the 223 is in place, so I like the under in that spot. And I also like the under in the Suns game. We know both these teams can play D, and when the total has been 221 lower, it's 3-0, perfect for the Clippers, man. So come off that loss, I think both defense play well, so I like the under 221 between the Clippers and the Suns.
Yeah, and I will say keep an eye on the Clippers, man. With Harding running the point guard, they've all circled him. You know what I mean? And he's always played hard. He's a little bit of a head case outside of it, and he wants the ball all the time, but it's not because of work ethic. It's not because he don't show up and play hard. He had his little issues when he left Houston, but that was more the general manager. And just impressive, man. The dude is still a baller. Yeah. And for someone in his LeBron type, if they're going to be a ball hog and have the ball in their hands the whole time, hey, he's one of those guys. And it looks like the rest of them are actually circling the wagons around him and playing some defense. So I can't disagree with Bo's pick on that the Clippers will have a little bit of a defensive identity this year, I think, as opposed in the past.
Yeah, that's what they kept their defensive pieces with this team. I'll look here. Now, kind of take like an NFL angle. Utah, the desperate 0-14, probably in a good spot. If they're going to get their first win, will be here. 10-4 are the Jazz to the spread against losing teams, but I have a feeling this might be a bad Utah team compared to the prior ones. They haven't got the job done in the last spot as hometown. But I just think here there's some profile issues here with San Antonio. They lead the league in turnovers. They sit 29th in offensive efficiency. The Spurs on the road allowing 120 points per game, shooting just 41%. Both the road games resulted in double digits. I think this is a spot here for Utah to get their first win. It's going to be a long season. As we said, for this Jazz team, I'll look for them in this spot. And as we talked about yesterday, the Clippers are a team you don't want to lay big points with, but you're getting big points. You want to take them. And this is not a trouble back-to-back spot. So early in the season, I'll take the Clippers here plus the 5. Suns 4-10. The spread is a road favor of 3.5 to 9.5 points. And as we said about the defense, well, they kept the defense together. Third in defensive efficiency, allowing 105 points per 100 possessions. Suns can defend a bit as well. Both teams are around the same net rating, just over 3 here. But the issue here with the Suns is they're the worst offensive rebounding team in the league. And the Clippers have been strong on the defensive glass. So if the shots aren't falling here, there isn't going to be too many second shot opportunities because the Clippers, one thing they've done is they value possessions. They play defense. They're laser focused on the defensive end, and they're going for every loose ball. And of course, that happens when you play that into an arena. That's going to happen. What happened last night with Portland? We told you Portland was a team that was on the improve. Just washed out that game they had against Golden State, and you could see the defensive they've been playing, and they were able to win and cover there against the Clippers last night. So I'll take the Clips there at plus 5 points. All right, let's continue here on the Tony This Morning Show as we switch over to the NHL. So that means we're going to say goodbye to Jorge. We're going to say goodbye to Bo as well. He's got some arrangements coming up, but let's ask Jorge what he has for sale over at Tony'sPicks.com right now, heading into NFL weekend. College football, as you know, been strong. Tomorrow we turn the calendar to November, which means big-time college football coming up as we're getting closer to the end of the regular season, playoffs and whatnot. All right, Jorge, what do you have going over at Tony's Picks? Having a great year.
November is hell month. for handicappers. You got the NBA. You got I don't even know if this will come up on the screen. Let's see if I can put it up here.
There you go. Oh, blue ribbons here. Nice.
Blue Ribbon College Basketball Yearbook. For not to knock anybody religious, but they like to call it the College Basketball Bible. As far as the teams go, and they give a great analysis. So definitely be digging into that, guys. I'm gonna have an NBA play today for sure. Still trying to figure out the NFL. And that might be a late steam game. So if you go to the packages that Tony has up on the website, if you buy a 3-day or more, you get the late steam, which is 2 hours to 15 minutes before the tip-off or kickoff of a game, and you get an email to you. I love that feature here on Tony'sPicks.com. So definitely I'll have a pickup shortly and have some more coming on. Still having a super solid season in college football, despite going against my Gamecocks, which I've been riding through their winning streak. Thought maybe they'd stumble, but they didn't. So I'm going to be jumping back on the winning record or back on a winning streak tomorrow.
That's right, guys. Got to hurry over Tony's Picks, 2,400 units of profit for the year. Having a fantastic year. Get that long-term pass. Remember that 7-day pass gets you covered for all of his NFL as well as college football picks this year and the NBA in action. Of course, we're all studying to get ready for college basketball next week. I'm still thinking we're going to have a Halloween opening night at some point. I think that's on the way because that would be such great pageantry there. The kids everyone gets into Halloween. I think it'd be a great time to start college basketball is during Halloween night. So Jorge, you have yourself a great rest of the morning, evening. Make it a win one, and we'll catch up with you again here tomorrow on the show.
Winning day, everybody, and happy Halloween.
Have a good day, Jorge.
Good day.
November is my favorite day of the month. I love November's. I don't find November's scary at all. It's been my best month of the last 3 years. These loaded action. I just been lucky and been able to pick my spots and find those winners. So it is. You just got to pick your spots and be a little bit choosy. It is a long month because you do have a lot of information to pile over, but I'm ready. Been there, done that. Let's get it.
Yeah.
I
think the key to November is that we have a lot of data now in the NFL and college football. I think that really helps. And with the data that's accumulated here in the NBA. And of course, you can pick off some soft college basketball lines because there's just too many damn games. I think that's how it is. That's how it is.
Yeah.
We're gonna ask Bo, as Bo's got to leave us here. Bo, let everybody know what you have going over at Tony's Picks. You've been hot in the NHL over the last 7.
Yeah, man, I got a 3-pack going today. NFL top player in there is also. So if you want to get my best bet, just go in and get the 3-pack. But like we always say, guys, them long-term packages are the best way to go. Get them late steam plays. You don't have to worry about what we putting out, guys. You get everything emailed to you with the sign up with. Also, man, I love college basketball. I got my blue ribbon already, Jorge, ready to get to it, man. So make sure to subscribe, guys, to the channel. We definitely appreciate it, man. It's getting bigger. It's growing. We appreciate you guys coming every day. Make sure to like and subscribe. We appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys on the late show today. We're doing the college show today, right, Rod?
Yeah, we're gonna do we're gonna shoot the NFL show and the college football show today. So definitely be on the lookout for that.
All right, I'll see you guys later on that one, man. Got a couple things to do. Got some class this morning, but I'll definitely be back later today to catch some tickets with y'all.
That's right, guys. Got to go over at Tony's Picks. Keep an eye on those long-term passes and use the promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save that 15% off. Bo also produces content on Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Lots of NBA and more NFL from Bo, so check him out on the YouTube channel. All right, Bo, have yourself a great day. We'll catch up with you later.
All right, peace, everybody.
Got it there, Bo, here on the Tony's Picks Morning Show. Let's continue on as we knock out this Halloween card from the NHL with Rod. We'll take a look at them here, 2, 3 at a time. We'll start off here, Rod, with Canadians, Capitals, Kraken, Maple Leafs, Bruins, and Hurricanes.
So we're looking at the Montreal taking on Washington here in this one. Washington off to a great start of the season, 6-2 to kick off their year, playing some great hockey. And you look at Montreal, slumping up and down. They've struggled a little bit on the road, giving up 4.3 goals a game. But you look, when they're off of a 2-goal loss or more at home, they follow it up with that road start with a half-decent start under St. Louis. They're 10-3 straight up in this spot. But Washington's so hot, it's tough to go against them. I like Montreal plus the puck and a half here. I think they can keep it close with Washington. I know everybody's seen what Washington has done, and they'll be jumping the puck line thinking they're going to beat up on Montreal. And I think Montreal hangs, keeps it close if they don't outright Washington there. Take the plus 1.5. And the other one early here, I'm looking at the Ducks taking on Pittsburgh. Why is Pittsburgh a minus 185 in this spot? They're 3-7-0-1 to start the year. They're giving up, well over 4 goals a game. Their defense is a sieve. Ducks, the better team, 4-4-1. They won 4 games already this season, while Pittsburgh still only won 3. Wrong team's favorite. I'm going to take the Ducks there in that one. You look head-to-head, the road team is won the last 3 meetings head-to-head between the Penguins and the Ducks. Give me the Ducks and the plus price on that one.
There from Rod here. Dutchsters will look here, I guess, to continue on. Blues, Flyers, Oilers, Preds, and those Blackhawks and Sharks.
And looking at these ones, I'm going to go right to the Oilers game. No McDavid for Edmonton in that one. But what we seen last season when McDavid missed those few games, it was a good thing for the team. Without McDavid and having to rely on your captain, rely on McDavid and his scoring and all that to take over the team and the rest of the guys have to step up. And what we've seen is that step up. So everybody's going to jump on Nashville. They're going, McDavid's out, McDavid's injured, the Oilers are going to stink, they're going to lose, it's going to be awful, bet against them. And the Oilers come out and get the win. Give me Edmonton in that one, even without McDavid in the lineup in that one. And then everybody's looking at what Chicago did. They beat up on Colorado, and they're like, ooh, Chicago, they're really good. Not really. They beat up on Georgiev. Congratulations. Everybody's been beaten up on Georgiev for the 2 and 5-6 goals a game. So what happens is when the Blackhawks win games, and they win games by 2 or more goals, they lose. They're 0-14 following a game that they win by 2+ goals are these Blackhawks. Guess what? The Sharks win 3 straight. Take the Sharks to take a bite in this one tonight.
Yeah, it's very. I've said this before. It's very rarely to see a team that's had a horrible. I mean, we've seen bad seasons, but we see a horrible season do it in back-to-back years.
Yeah, exactly. It is tough in the hockey because there's such parity, and teams don't slump for 2 seasons, 3 seasons long in the NHL. They retool, and with the salary cap going, they come back and they start to play. Just think they'd be even better if Celebrini was going. The Celebrini doesn't get hurt in the beginning. Man, did he look good? And
kind of small
the Sharks were scoring. They were scoring. And now they're starting to put things together. Just throw him back in the lineup. Watch out for the Sharks.
I mean, it's tough to bring in a teenager into professional sports now because these grown men have gotten so much bulkier, bigger, stronger. Is that something you'll be worried about here? Was just not the full mature body with Celebrini, and is he taking hits from opponents?
If you look, that's it, right? How many hits is he going to take? We see McDavid in his rookie year. He got smoked in that Flyers game and was out. So what you find is you got to find these the young guys. They start to bulk up. You see them over the summer. It usually takes a couple seasons for it's like Wemby in the NBA. He looked like last season. Well, over the summer, he's definitely bulked up and doesn't look so twiggy like he did in his rookie year there. The same thing happens in the NHL. As Tony says, you get these younger guys. But the difference in the NHL, when you're young, you're fast. So you can outskate that hit. You can see, you got to keep your head on a swivel because you know that hit will be coming. It's not like in the old days where it's like, hey, don't be hitting the star, and then you'll get beat up. But everybody's fair game on the ice these days when the hits come. So, as a rookie in the NHL, you just keep your head on a swivel. And that's what they do. I think he caught a rut is what happened with Celebrini. He caught a rut in the bad ice in San Jose, of course, early in the season. It was still hot. You guys were going through that abnormally hot kind of fall time, right? Yep. Where it was it was like abnormally hot. And he caught a bad rut on the ice there and just twisted the leg. And they don't want to rush him. You don't want to rush him back too soon, as you said. He is the star going forward for the Sharks, so they're definitely being very, very cautious as the Sharks team going forward with us.
You know he's something special when Draymond Green gets a season suite at the San Jose Arena. And
scoops up his jersey, right? And I got a suite, and I got his jersey. So, Celebrini is going to be celebrating a lot of goals in the future. It's exciting to see with the Sharks. Back in the day when it used to be Howard was in goal, I remember And and the Sharks first became the expansion team, and Howard was in goal, and he got that mask. Man, I had the poster on the wall of the mask.
Love it. It's going to be exciting because I remember Gretzky in his years in Edmonton, he'd make stops in LA and Anaheim. So for the fans in Southern California, we'll get to see the opportunity to see him, falling in two cities here in Southern California, Anaheim, and stops in Anaheim and stops in LA. All right, we got you through the sports today. Let's see what Ron has for sale over at Tony'sPicks.com. He's enjoying a great 2024 document here on the site. All picks document over at Tony'sPicks.com. We keep score, take records, wins, and losses fully documented here on our site, on our premiums. All right, Ron, over 1,000 units of prop for the year. What do you have for sale over at Tony's Picks?
And over Tony's Picks, I got 5 plays going today. I've got 2 in the NHL, 1 NBA, 1 NFL, 1 college football. You can buy those all singly, or you can scoop that up in my Thursday Thrashers package, where you'll get all those plays in that 5-pack. Or the best bet is to grab something long-term. Join me for the rest of the week. As you said, I had a tough start on a Monday, Tuesday. We turned it around yesterday with a nice 4-2 day. We're continuing the winning streak today. Let's continue to build the units and go up. End of the losing streak, put that behind us. Here comes the winning streak. Let's continue to crush the books. Don't forget to use that Tony T at checkout, and definitely take advantage of that 2-for-1 capper promotional as well. Have 2 cappers putting money in your pockets over at Tony'sPicks.com, because that's the way to go. Have 2 cappers that are hot over at Tony's Picks. There's definitely plenty. Go over there and check it out and jump aboard. Let's have a big weekend. Weekend loading.
That's right, guys. Picks in the description of Tony's Picks. We'll find right around on the leaderboards here, guys. So get on board. Remember, promo code Tony T at checkout saves that 50% off. Long-term pass is the way to go. Your best value over at Tony'sPicks.com. And I also have right now, I have a best bet on the board from the NFL, having a great NFL season this year, over 1,000 units of private document here on the site. Also a single from the NBA up there right now. The best bet we said is a long-term passes, that 7-day high recovery for the entire NFL for this week, college football and NBA. And we're studying right now Blue Ribbon here to get ready for this college basketball. See that one just fall off as a monster opening night. So ready to roll there. All right, now it's time for our parlay peripheral segment for the Cappers. So Rod will give you a parlay or maybe a peripheral or player prop. We'll see what he's got. He calls a shot. All right, Rod, what do you got?
We're going to go with a 2-teamer in the NBA. We're going to take the Spurs on the money line. We're going to take the Rockets plus the points tonight in the NBA. I like Gonzaga on night 1 on Monday.
There you go.
You know me, I'm a Zags guy. I like what they've done. They retooled and added some pieces. I like what the Zags have done. They always are ready to go. Sometimes they play a softer schedule, but they always, if you look early in the season, they play these hard games early. So their first up match is Baylor to kick off their season. It's what the Zags do. They love to kick off their season with the hardest schedule they can. And then you see when it comes into conference play, that conference isn't it is a little bit soft at times. It's always St. Mary's, Gonzaga coming down to the conference finals and that one. But the Zags always schedule. They don't mind going into those tournaments with the tough teams. They do that. They love scheduling those the hard games in the beginning of the season. It's a good test for them, and it's a good build up to get them going the rest of the season. I get so much coverage of the Zags from where I live. It's because I'm the closest to that team that it's like a local channel for me. The Seattle is the local channel, so I get all the news coverage, the local news coverage. It tells me when it's snowing up in the mountain areas, when you get the high surge tides and everything in that area. It's my local news channel basically. I get
so
more
if they feed you the Seahawks, so the Seahawks.
They feed me the Seahawks. I get the after the
Yeah.
Seahawks game day programming. You get like an hour and a half. They talk about the game after the Seahawks games every Sunday. So yeah, that channel's definitely covered. So I get coverage of the Seattle local teams. Huge, massive.
They're Roger Erickson, of course, Gonzaga. There a lot of coverage there. We'll see how it rolls. Remember the Zags, not this year, but in a couple of years, they'll be moving over the Pac-12, right? They're one of the teams that are moving over. So we'll see how all that flows out.
I believe 2025.
2025? Okay. With Oregon State, Washington State.
I'll have to double check on that, but I know they are moving. They're going.
Fresno State, San Diego State, Colorado State is one of them, and two. And I'm trying to think of another. Oh, Utah State in there as well. So, yeah, there's going to be some changes there on the landscape, but not this year. Moving into next season. There, all right.
2026.
Okay.
Yeah, so not next season, the following after. Gonzaga's meet the new Pac-12. What's the story? Yeah, Bulldog 2026 is is when they're expected to hit the Pac-12.
All right, so still a couple more years in the WCC. San Francisco sometimes will show up. There's always that one extra team other than St. Mary's and Gonzaga. There's always a season that one team that gets hot that pushes them, and we'll see how it rolls this year. And, of course, my parlay today will be on the Jazz and the Clippers. The Jazz laying the points, Clippers taking the points here tonight here on the show. All right, do it for the Tony Six Morning Show. We're back again tomorrow here every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, getting right to the picks right away. We don't mess around here on the Tony Six Morning Show. Right, let everybody know what you have over on the YouTube channel. You got lots of content, hockey covered. And of course, you also host NFL and college football show.
Yeah, definitely. We'll be shooting that college football show, the NFL show. We'll shoot those today. So those will be up later on tonight. And then I got you covered on all the NHL in short form. Some I throw into videos. Sometimes I throw a parlay video out there. Keep an eye out. I'll throw out a college football parlay and an NFL one this week as well. So definitely be on the lookout for those videos. And definitely check out all the cappers that are producing a lot of new content over here at Tony's Picks. It's great to see that. We'll try to get more of these cappers involved and more content going forward here at Tony's Picks. So definitely make sure you subscribe, because without you guys, we definitely not doing what we love. But we appreciate everybody that tunes in here at Tony's Picks. Give us a thumbs up as well. We love you all.
Love thumbs up. Like this video, really helps us increase our audience. We appreciate all our contributors. We just went over the 44,000 subscriber base here. We thank you all for that, and all the cappers who have contributed here on this channel. We continue moving forward here. Great seasons here for baseball, but a new one on the way next week with college basketball. That's going to do it. Guys, we're going to wave goodbye to guys. You guys make it a winning night, and we'll catch up with you again tomorrow here on the Tony's Picks Morning Show.